Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with the one and only J-Man. Your morning will never be the same. Here we go.
Chosen generation, called for to show His excellence. All our
morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. You're listening to Life. No, you're listening to Coffee and Conversation with your boy, J-Man. That was hard to get out today. I'll try that again. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. You're listening to Coffee and Conversation with your boy, J-Man, on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all of the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. Y'all remember to check me out on lifeafterthecollar.com. Make sure you are checking me out on lifeafterthecollar.com, and that you are a part of that. We have different things coming up. And so I want you to be a part of that. I also want you all, those that like different apps and different things like that. I have a new platform that I'm on called Clubhouse. Make sure you check me out on Clubhouse. I have 2 shows listed on there. One is called Life After the Collar. That is going to be a platform that we use to just have conversation on this platform. The other one is called Mad Smoke, which is dedicated to cigar lovers. On that platform, you'll actually be able to communicate with me via your voice. All you have to do is raise your hand in the room, and we can talk about anything and everything. Those shows are going to be dedicated to just helping better ourselves. We're catering to 2 different groups of people. So again, look out for me on Clubhouse. It's under JMad72. JMad72. Those that know my name is Jason Madison. That's why it's JMad. JMad72. So check me out on Clubhouse. I want to say good morning to those in the chat room. Good morning, Yogi. Good morning, Dr. Tony Love. Good morning to you, dear. Good morning, Nurse Rachel. And to those that are at Emory, my warriors, to those, my warriors at Emory Winship Cancer Center. Y'all see y'all putting in that fight. Y'all doing it. Y'all doing the doggone thing. Keep fighting. Keep your mind straight. Keep your mind focused. And you got this. That's how my brother would normally say it. And I forgot to say hello to my warriors last Thursday before I got off the air. I meant to do it after I finished the show, but I totally forgot. But to my warriors, good morning to you all. I am praying for you, praying with you all, and you got this. This morning, I want to entertain the thought of, how would you say? I'll start here. Proverbs 23:7, I believe it is, suggests to us or tells us, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Thinketh, heart, you think with your mind, you feel with your heart. You think with your mind, you feel with your heart. So as a man thinketh with his heart. In other words, whatever you're thinking, you're believing in your heart suggests who you are. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. We flow, we move, we grow or not grow based on how we think about ourselves. It's important that we recognize the importance of positive and negative thinking. It is important for us to be mindful of positive and negative thinking. On a positive side, we normally do what's right. We normally move in a manner in which we supposed to move in, and we know how to maneuver through those things. But the difference is positive thinking, and I say this on the show all the time, positive thinking takes effort. Positive thinking takes effort, while negative thinking or negative belief comes freely. It sits there. It just shows up and it sits there. It's like weeds in your yard, in your grass. You don't have to plant weeds. It just automatically shows up. Grass, on the other hand, you have to make a conscious effort to grow it. You have to make a conscious effort on how to pluck out the weeds so that grass can grow. Weed is designed to choke out grass seeds, to choke out the positive things that needs to grow, that you really would rather see. Difficult thing is we at times pretend that the weeds in our lives or the negative thinking in our lives will simply go away. But the truth of the matter is, it takes work, it takes effort, it takes motivation, it takes prayer, it takes talking, it takes finding space and room for yourself. It takes a whole lot of things in order for you to convince yourself to get rid of negative thoughts. I'll say that again. It takes all of those things to convince yourself to get rid of negative thinking. It is one of the hardest challenges of my life because, truth be told, there have been times that I have been in negative modes that I would just rather just be there because I didn't want to put in the effort to bring out positive feelings, to bring out a better day. I just didn't want to. I just wanted to sit in there. However, by sitting in there, it can easily pretend to be the norm. In reality, if we do stay there, it will become the norm. I take pride in yard work. I honestly do. But I'm renting this place that I'm in now, and the yard is really not mine, and I'm not really investing in the yard. Every now and then I go out and I maybe put something down for the grass and the weeds and things like that, but it's not like I would normally do it. However, what I've done is I've tricked the lawn, or I've tricked myself into believing my lawn is pretty grass, when honestly it's just majority crab weeds. And I'm just being honest and truthful. It honestly just, but when the guy cuts the lawn, it's set to a level where it won't cut so low. This is good. It won't cut so low to get down to the part where the people will notice that it's not grass, that it's weed. A lot of us are like that. We get to a point in life where we pretend that we're happy, and we pretend that we have peace, and we pretend that we have joy, and pretend that we have this and that, and life is good and da-da-da. But we don't want to cut too far down because we don't want people to see that this is what I'm really going through. It's not until you walk on my grass, it's not until you actually walk on the grass that you can feel the difference of what real grass feels like and what weeds feels like. People, we have to get to a place, and I'm going to play this, and I really want you all to see. I'm going to play as much of it as I can. It'll actually fit in the show, but there's some other things that I want to talk about. But I think this helped me this morning. This really, really, really helped me this morning. This motivational thing that I listened to this morning, entitled "Stop Negative Thinking," really, really, really helped me this morning. I want you all to get some of this, and I want you all to get some of this, and hopefully it can encourage you. You may not be in that space right now, but maybe down the line, it will help you. So let me play this for you, and I'm gonna play as much as I can, and then I'm gonna come back and talk some more. All right.
You're in an angry, pissed off, negative, unresourceful state. You can't do anything well. You've had one of those days, for instance, where everything you're doing, you're like, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did that. I'm such a fool, right? You had that day? We've all had that day. Next day, similar situation, you're like, wow, that was me. I did a really great job, right? You were perfect. So one day you're brilliant. Next day, same situation, you're brutal. That's not talent. That's not ability. That's the state that you're in. So the key to success is not just to have your vision, but to be able to manage the way you feel in the moment.
Springtime has arrived. The long night is past, and opportunity is here. Spring always comes. Just hang in there when the night is long. Hang in there when it's dark. Hang in there when you can't figure it out. And your spring will surely come.
I believe anything is possible. I live in the world of possibility. And I also believe that we can accomplish anything with our two hands and just putting in the work with our two hands.
Take advantage of the spring. Just because spring comes is no sign you're going to look good in the harvest. You must do something with it. You must seize that moment. It is true that the dark time doesn't last forever, but here's what you've got to also understand. Spring doesn't last forever. In space language, we call it a window of opportunity. When they get ready to blast off, the rocket's headed for the moon, whatever, there's a certain period of time. That's the time you've got to go. If you don't go then, you've got to wait for another whole cycle to turn.
The number one thing that keeps people from succeeding. It's the number one thing that keeps people where they are. It's the number one thing that keeps people broke, is that they end up going through their life, accepting what they're dealt, doing what they're told, and they end up at 50, 60 years old wondering what the happened. Well, I'm going to tell you what happened. You talked yourself out of going after what you were supposed to go after. You talked yourself out of your purpose. You talked yourself out of the idea that success is cause and effect, not magic luck or magic fairy dust. That's what happened, and that's the number one thing that keeps people from succeeding. It's the what-if story that they tell themselves over and over and over again as to why they can't move forward and other people can't. Why, if they do the work, it still isn't going to work out. Success is easy, guys. It's easy. It's making a plan and executing the plan every day. It's that easy. It's that easy.
I'm asking you to take advantage of it. Tell the story. Pass out the literature. Make the calls. Conduct the meetings. See the people. Grab and seize this opportunity like you've never seized anything in your life before to make something remarkable of it. Take advantage. Don't be lazy, especially in the spring. Don't be distracted, especially in the spring.
And right now where we are, it's more challenging than ever before. But unfortunately, we don't get an education on what is it we need to do to develop a level of self-awareness and inner strength and mental resolve. So when things happen in life, and they're going to happen, we can deal with it. We need to be reminded every day. When you've been marginalized, when you've been dismissed, when your sense of self has been destroyed, when systems have been put together to deny you access for years, you've been hitting your head up against the wall again and again and again and again. After a while, you become conditioned. And you believe where you are, you believe that that's it. You're born into that conversation, that becomes your reality. In order to get out of that and create a new reality for yourself, you got to be hungry. That's why I wrote the book, You Got to Be Hungry. I had this mindset. I know I'm different because I never, ever accepted that I was supposed to be poor. Even though I was living in poverty. We were poor, but I didn't know it. But I saw when Mama took me on Miami Beach, I saw how those people were living over there. And when we came across the Venetian Causeway and how we lived in Overtown and Liberty City, I said, that's where I want to live. That's the kind of life that's appealing to me. I was not willing to settle in my environment. There are a lot of people that have settled. There are a lot of people who've never been anywhere. Do you know only 15% of Americans travel? Only 15% ever been anywhere. I wanted to travel around the world. I created a life. See, you want to create a life. I want you to write this down. Create the life that you desire. Why? What are you talking about? We have the ability to do that. We've been indoctrinated, not educated. Educational curriculums are created by manufacturers. People have been produced, mass produced to work in factories. Hey, you have a superpower. You know what it is? It's you. Regardless of what you're going through right now, if you're going through a foreclosure, if you lost your job, you're going to be evicted, regardless of all of that, you are the power. You are the money. Anything that you've lost, you can get it all back. And so you can't be casual about this. You are the power. You got the power in you to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. I've seen people who just would not be denied. Byron Allen, that name probably don't mean much to you, but I remember when he first started out, he was trying to get a night show on television. Now this guy's a billionaire. A billionaire. Byron Allen, check him out. I saw him. He just refused to be denied. As you look at yourself, look at your life, don't look at your situation. You look at where you're going. You look at yourself. Do some hard searching in yourself and say to yourself, this is not me. And decide to take your life in another direction. Don't change your decision that you can have a better life. No, don't change that decision because some obstacles have been set in your path, because you've had some failures and some disappointments and some setbacks. No. And right now, where we are right now, this is a time that challenges you. You can't be casual now. We're being shaken up for a reason. God is still in the midst of all of this. All this stuff that's going on right now, all hands on deck, and is serving us notice. If you're going to make it through this time where you are right now, you got to step it up. You got to dig within yourself. You got to work on yourself. You got to develop yourself. The price of freedom is constant vigilance. What do you mean by that? Just because you achieve a level of freedom,
we must also deal with the enemies within ourselves. Yes, we've got enemies on the outside. Some of the enemies are a lot closer than that. They are within. And I want to give you a list of some of the things to watch out for when you get back home, called enemies within yourself. Here's the first one: indifference. Whatever you do, practice not being casual. You've got to shake off sometimes the lethargy that would say, oh, well, maybe it's not going to work for me, or I'll just go along and see what happens. I'm asking you, whatever you do, the intensity that you've gathered up here during this extravaganza, I want you to take this same intensity home with you. Don't be casual. Casualness creates casualties. Go home with a renewed intensity. Don't let indifference take over. Here's the next one: indecision. Someone's mentioned it a couple of times on this stage. They've had to deal with it. You've got to deal with it. Indecision is called the thief of opportunity. Make decisions even if it's a wrong decision. Do the very best you can, make a decision and go with it. If it doesn't work out because it was a wrong decision, I'm telling you, that gives you experience now to make a better decision. Here's the next one: doubt. We've all got to deal with the enemy of doubt. Cynicism has a unique way of crowding in on all of us. Being cynical about the government, being cynical about banks and money, being cynical about society, being cynical about the past, cynical about the future. I'm asking you, don't let that disease grab you by the throat. Yes, it's easy to doubt that it can happen. It's easy to doubt. We've all got fears that want to crowd in. And here's one of the worst ones of all, and that is to doubt yourself. Don't doubt your own ability.
Thank you so much for listening to that. That was Stop Negative Self-Thinking. I'll post this on my Facebook page, so if those that want to hear the rest of it, you may just check me out on for Jason Madison on Facebook and I'll post this on my page so that you all can hear the rest of that. My goal this morning was to engraft us into thinking or seeing or believing or moving towards a place in our mental way of being, so that we can become better and aware of negative thinking. Don't allow, we can't afford to allow one moment in time be taken, stripped, or we cannot even give away, because a lot of times we give that time away, we give that space away because we, like the guy said earlier, we have not been educated on how to handle situations when problems arrive. We haven't been educated in that area. And so because we haven't been educated in that area, we have to learn on our own. And so my goal this morning is that as these negative things and this negative energy sit on us, and we all go through it, I'm not going to sit here and pretend just because I have a podcast and I motivate, I try my best to motivate, and I just give what God gives me to give. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I got everything together and that I don't go through my moments of negative being. But I am learning in the process, I am learning how to better myself in moments like this. It takes time. I was sharing the other day. There were some times where I just want to sit in that negative moment, sit in that negative. That's just my own self-doubting, and we have to get rid of doubting. We have to get rid of negative energy and seize the opportunity. I don't know if you remember when the guy was suggesting about when a rocket takes off, when NASA get ready to send up a rocket, they have a window of opportunity. A window of opportunity. And we must, and I believe that this is a window of opportunity for us to launch into a different direction to where we need to be in life. I don't know why God allowed me to have this conversation on this particular day. This morning when I was doing my motivation, I was doing it for me. But I thank God that He allowed me to use this for the bettering, I guess that's a word, of all of us, for all of us to be better. So my desire this morning, as we close Coffee and Conversation out for today, this Tuesday morning show, is that we learn how to overcome negative thinking, negative energy, and don't allow negative energy to be around you. There's some times where you're just going to have to say, let me cut this short. I can't do the negative energy. Let me just cut this short. Because a lot of times when our positive energy is not strong enough, we will be sucked into that negative field. So don't allow that stuff to be around you today. Be positive. I'm not suggesting that you just brush things under the rug. No, accept what's in front of you. Accept what's in front of you. Deal with what's in front of you. Acknowledge that this is a part of my day. However, it's not going to control my day. That's the difference. That's the difference. Okay, this is something I'm gonna have to deal with. It landed on me today. It's been with me today. Heck, it could have been with you all week or whatever. But now say, you know what? I see it now. I'm gonna go ahead and deal with it. I'm gonna move on. Want you all to have a great day, great week. I'll see you all Thursday. Thank you so much for listening to Coffee and Conversation with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio. Remember to follow me on I always forget the name of that app. I'm very new to it. But remember to follow me on Clubhouse, JMAD72, JMAD72. It's going to be a new platform that we're on, and we're going to do different things with it. I have some vision that I want to go along with this thing. So be good, be great, make it your day. We'll see you next time on Coffee and Conversation. I holla.
forget that. Onto something new for me and for you. We're far from done. I never thought that we would get this far, but here we are. Shining like shooting stars. Can't tear us apart. There's nothing stopping us. We're far from done.